This is the 2014 season recap. We have done it. The Memphis Tigers are national champions of college football, completing the greatest storybook season in college football history, coming from absolutely out of nowhere, going on a magical Cinderella run all the way through the regular season, all the way to the national championship, and finishing on top of the college football world. Memphis is college football national champions for the first time ever. A season that will never be forgotten in Memphis and across the country. Let's recap that amazing 2014 Memphis Tigers season. Coming from absolutely out of nowhere, not even predicted to win our own division, let alone Conference USA, not even near the top 25 to begin the season. Starting off this season at home in a rivalry game, the Mid-South rivalry against Ole Miss, an absolute classic this game was. Memphis getting on the board first here, first points of the season. Harper hitting a 28-yard field goal, 3-0 early. 3-0, a little more than midway through the first quarter, so early on. Ole Miss getting themselves on the board here, 4-yard run from Roberts, 7-3 Ole Miss after one. Get our first touchdown of the season. Schuler hitting a Heath 18-yard touchdown pass, putting us out in front by 3. Ensuing kickoff, huge play, fumble return, Scales picking up and running in 21 yards for the touchdown. 2 quick touchdowns for us there. Ole Miss able to get a field goal late in the first half from Webb, 19 yards out. We went into halftime in the Mid-South rivalry with a 17-10 lead over Ole Miss. Ole Miss in the third quarter tying things up. Roberts a 7-yard touchdown run. Jabril Stevens getting into the end zone here, putting us back in front late in the third quarter. In the fourth quarter, Ole Miss tying things up. Roberts again a 7-yard touchdown run here, all squared, all back to even. Able to get ourselves in front. Tyson Childress a huge 67-yard touchdown run, putting us in front. But Ole Miss getting a response. Burley, 44-yard touchdown pass to Hamby, tying the game up once again. Ole Miss defense getting the stop, getting the ball back, and then Burley hitting Kemp, 29-yard touchdown pass with just seconds left, looking like it was the game winner for Ole Miss. Backs way up against the wall, just seconds remaining here. Jasper Hines coming in to replace Schuler. Preston Schuler got banged up in this one, way back in our own territory. Needing an absolute miracle, the final play of regulation, and we get it. Hail Mary hitting Cedric Ellis, making the catch and running all the way 80 yards for the touchdown, tying things up. Extra point from Harper is good. We are going into overtime, 38-38. A miracle play to send in overtime. And we were just getting started here in the first game of the season, Mid-South rivalry. Ole Miss striking first here in overtime, getting themselves into the end zone. We get the response, tying things up, sending it to a second OT. Then we strike first, Hines hitting Heath, touchdown. Ole Miss responding, sending it to a third OT. Ole Miss having to settle for a field goal, 36-yard good from Webb. Chance to potentially win it, not able to get it done, having to settle. Harper 28-yard field goal is good. Going on to the fourth overtime, getting into the end zone. Hines hitting Sampson, 21-yard touchdown pass, having to go for 2, unable to get it. Ole Miss gets into the end zone, 7-yard run from Kemp, 2-point conversion attempt coming up for Ole Miss to win the game. Able to get a huge stop, forcing a 5th OT. Ole Miss striking first, Burley touchdown pass to Burton. They fail in the 2-point conversion again. We need the touchdown. We get the touchdown. Childress punching from 1 yard out. 2-point conversion attempt to win it in the 5th overtime, and we get it. Winning an absolute marathon, 69-67 to get the season started. Unbelievable win here. Miracle sent it to OT, and then a marathon 5 overtimes later, finally able to win the game. That was just getting the season started. Then we had ourselves a bye week. Not a lot of games played on the opening week. Most of the country getting started week 2. Next game at home against Middle Tennessee State. Great game this was. Middle Tennessee State getting on the board first. Chambers 3-yard touchdown run. Middle Tennessee State up 7-0 after 1. Getting ourselves back to level 7-7. Schuler hitting Sullivan 8-yard touchdown pass. Middle Tennessee State taking the lead. Blue Raiders 25-yard field goal from Brant. 10-7 Blue Raiders at halftime. Huge touchdown pass here. Schuler hitting Sullivan 40 yards, giving us the lead. First lead of the game. Middle Tennessee State getting a field goal here. 41 yards from Brant. Middle Tennessee State pulling within 1 point. Taking a 2-point lead in the fourth quarter here. Brant hitting it from 20 yards out. Big touchdown right here. Childress getting into the end zone. Nicely done there, putting us in front by 6 with the 2-point conversion. And another touchdown here. Schuler hitting Bennett 59 yards. Massive play. 2-point conversion successful. Puts us up by 14. Middle Tennessee State able to get themselves into the end zone. Nerve-wracking end of this game, but we were able to survive, holding on to a 30-23 win to get us to 2-0. Then on the road, going to the Big House, taking on one of the best teams in the nation, the Michigan Wolverines. Huge underdogs entering this game. Michigan on the board first. Hart touchdown run, 7-0. Michigan after 1. Getting ourselves back to level. Dunn punching it in from the goal line, 7-7. Michigan responding. Stewart, Eiler, huge touchdown pass, instant response. Wolverines back in front by 7. Childress, 14-yard touchdown run, ties things up at 14. We get our first lead late in the first half. Ray Sullivan, great reception there from a great throw from Preston Schuler. Went into halftime, 21-14 lead over Michigan. Wolverines tying things up, 3-yard run here from Stewart. We move back in front. Schuler hitting Sampson, big 72-yard touchdown pass. Then another touchdown here. Schuler, 10-yard run in front by 2 touchdowns now. Michigan quick response. Hart, 65-yard run. Michigan trailing by 7 at home, entering the fourth quarter. They decide to settle for a field goal attempt here in the fourth quarter, relying on their special teams with their defense to get the ball back. They were not able to get the ball back there. Coach was questioned about the decision heavily, but relying on their defense, unable to get the job done. We were able to hold on a massive upset, taking down the Wolverines in the Big House 35-31, 3-0 start, getting us some real national respect there, a lot of national attention after the win against Ole Miss, some respect now after taking down Michigan, one of the biggest wins in program history. Then at home, Black and Blue Bowl against our rival Southern Miss, Conference USA opener, great game. Southern Miss, 2 field goals in the first quarter, 6-0 lead after 1. Getting ourselves on the board, Schuler hitting McKeon, 45-yard touchdown pass. Southern Miss, another field goal here in the first half. 9-7 lead for the Golden Eagles at halftime. They extend their lead up to 16-9. Homler, a big 46-yard run. Big response here. Jabril Stevens, 13-yard run, pulling us within 2, trailing by 2, entering the fourth quarter. Southern Miss extends it to a 5-point lead. Jones hits the field goal. 4th and goal situation late in the fourth, able to get a huge clutch play. Schuler getting it to McKeon, getting into the end zone, hitting the 2-point conversion as well, making it a 22-19 score. Able to hold them down, then getting the takeaway, able to hold on, getting a huge win. 4-0 overall, 1-0 in conference play. Then a bye week, then on the road against Tennessee, the premier program in the state of Tennessee, trying to get a win against the Volunteers on the road for the first time in program history. Great opening drive, start things off here. Schuler hitting Ellis, 29-yard touchdown pass, puts us on the board first. Tennessee, the ensuing kickoff, 98 yards for the touchdown. It's back to a level 7-7. The great drive ending with a touchdown here. Schuler hitting Sampson 1 yard out. 14-7 lead after 1. Extending the lead in the second quarter. Great play there from Gibson, breaking up a throw that was backwards lateral, picking it up and running into the end zone for the touchdown. Tennessee getting a field goal here from rushing, not able to get into the end zone. Touchdown pass here. Schuler hitting Heath from 27 yards. Field goal leader in the second quarter for the Volunteers. We went into halftime with a 28-13 lead over Tennessee. Tennessee trying to respond here in the third quarter. big touchdown pass here. Matthews to Gilmore, 66 yards. Then another big touchdown pass here. Matthews to Alexander. 2-point conversion to tie things up, but Tennessee unable to get the conversion. Still trailing by 2. That was the last point scored by the Volunteers. Touchdown pass here. Hines hitting the key on late in the third quarter pushed us up 35-26, and our defense shutting the door on the Volunteers, getting the first ever win for Memphis on the road against Tennessee in history, winning 35-26. Another huge road non-conference win for us, pushed us to 5-0 overall. Then on the road against our rival UAB in the battle for the Bones. But get out in front here, Bennett 2-yard touchdown run. UAB responding, bowling, hitting Pollard, big touchdown pass there, 7-7. Able to move out in front, Schuler, Sampson, 14-7 lead after 1. Extending the lead a bit here, Stevens, 7-yard touchdown run, then a big pick 6 from Scales, pushing us up. Now up by 3 touchdowns after this one. Exchanging field goals later in the second quarter, went into halftime. A nice strong 31-10 lead over UAB. Just pulling away here in the third quarter. Schuler to Ellis and Childress a touchdown run. UAB getting a couple touchdowns in the fourth quarter. Long rush here by Ross, but no doubt in this one. Cruising comfortably in the fourth quarter, 52-24, getting another conference win. Staying unbeaten, getting to 6-0. Then at home against Tulane. Getting by the green wave here comfortably. Schuler to Ellis, 2 touchdown passes in the first quarter. Schuler to Sampson in the second. Schuler to Sullivan in the second. Field goal here late in the first half for Tulane. They kick it off deep and getting the response the last play of the first half. Mookie Frazier returning at 97 yards for the touchdown. Commanding 35-3 lead at halftime. Extending it in the third quarter. Schuler to Ellis. Tulane getting some touchdowns in the second half. But cruising in this one, no doubt about this one. Second straight blowout victory, 56-17, taking down Tulane. That pushes us to 7-0 overall, 3-0 in conference play. At home against Rice. Rice handed us our first loss of the season last year. Very nearly were able to do it this year. Got on the board first, Schuler to Sampson, 7-0 after 1. 14-0 in the second quarter, Schuler hitting the key on, but Rice would battle back. Fields getting it to Booker, touchdown, and then a field goal later in the first half. We would go into halftime with a 14-9 lead over Rice. Field goal here from Myrick, pulling Rice within 2. Nice touchdown here, Schuler to Sullivan, pushing us up 9-point lead entering the fourth quarter, but Rice would fight back. Harris, 3-yard touchdown run, pulls it within 2. We get the response, Schuler to Sullivan, pushing it back up to 9. Rice getting back within 2, back and forth in the fourth quarter. Fields an 18-yard touchdown run. Rice getting the ball back, hitting a field goal very late here. 19 yards, successful from Myrick. Just seconds left. Looking like we may have our first loss of the season here at home against Rice. But in immediate response, Schuler hitting Cedric Ellis, going 75 yards, saving the day there, saving the undefeated start to the season, able to get by Rice 36-29, an absolute nail-biter. Then on the road against East Carolina. East Carolina striking first, bowling 2-yard touchdown run, 7-0 Pirates after 1. But to tie things up, Schuler hitting Sampson. Kickoff return for the Pirates. Second time getting burned on a kickoff return this season. Able to get ourselves a field goal lead in the first half. Went into halftime trailing 14-10 on the road. Huge pick 6 here. Gibson making a phenomenal play, taking it back 77 yards to give us the lead. East Carolina field goal here from Hill. Big touchdown pass, Schuler getting it to Sullivan. We went into the fourth quarter with a 24-17 lead. Pirates tying it up. Henderson hitting Rogers 24-24. Right here ends up being the game winner. Schuler hitting it to Branch Sampson. Defense able to close the door from then on out. Another hard-fought victory, 31-24. We take down the Pirates on the road. Then at home against UCF, biggest game of the season. Once again, the Conference USA East Division coming down to the match between UCF and Memphis. Huge game here, everything on the line, trip to the Conference USA title. UCF, an incredibly quick start in the second quarter. No points in the first quarter, but UCF a big point explosion here. A couple touchdown runs from Thompson, touchdown reception from Cook from Walter, 21-0 UCF. Able to get ourselves on the board, missed extra point, trailing by 15. Hail Mary, the final play of the first half, working for UCF, and they go into halftime with a 22-point lead. Trying to rally back here, getting in the end zone, Childress touchdown, pulling within 14 after the successful 2-point conversion. Huge touchdown pass, looked like it was possibly the nail in the coffin as UCF up by 21 in the fourth quarter. But we rallied back. Jasper Hines playing great football down the stretch for us. Hitting Sampson a long touchdown pass. Defense playing very clutch down the stretch for us as well. Hitting Sampson again when we get the ball back. Getting the ball back again, hitting Sullivan, going for 2-point conversions all the time now since he missed extra point in the second quarter, and hitting all the 2-point conversions, pushing us out 38-35. Defense able to shut the door, and we stunned the Knights, a massive comeback in the final game of the season played in Memphis. Then on the road against SMU, the Mustangs trying to get to bowl eligibility, very hard fought battle here. A 3-0 lead, field goal with Bradley, 10-0 after one. Murphy hits Arnold. Trailing once again, trying to battle back here, getting on the board. Schuler hitting Ellis. But SMU a quick response, pulling back out in front by 10. Late in the first half, Schuler hits Sampson. Nice touchdown there, trailing 17-14 at halftime. Tying things up in the third quarter, Harper hitting the field goal. Unbelievable play here from Landon Holiday. Pick six, 96-yard return, play of the game, putting us in front by a touchdown. And another quick takeaway, capitalizing, pulling in front by 2 touchdowns here. A huge swing in the third quarter. SMU pulling within 1 touchdown in the fourth quarter. We extend it to a 10-point lead with a nice field goal from Harper. Big touchdown pass from SMU, but we were able to clinch it from then on out, holding on to a nail-biting win, 34-31, taking down SMU. Final game of the regular season on the road against Marshall. Didn't play great in this one, a bit sloppy, but able to get ourselves on the board here first. Schuler hitting Ellis, 7-0 lead. Marshall getting a field goal 7-3 after 1. Field goal makes it 10-3. Touchdown makes it 17-3 lead here. Marshall and us exchanging field goals at the end of the first half, going into halftime with a 20-6 lead. Marshall trying to battle back, getting themselves another field goal once again. Huge touchdown run, had Memphis fans sweating everywhere. Coleman breaks an 86-yard run. They pull within 1 score, unsuccessful 2-point conversion, making it 20-15. But a huge touchdown pass here on third down, trying to close the game out and able to. Schuler hitting Sampson makes it 27-15. We close out the regular season undefeated, 12-0, going to the Conference USA Championship game. Biggest Conference USA football game played of all time, taking on the Houston Cougars in Houston. Conference USA title on the line, as well as a trip to the National Championship, all-time classic game here. Houston, a couple field goals in the first quarter. Defense doing a great job keeping them out of the end zone. 6-0 after 1 Cougars. Taking the lead late in the first half. Schuler hitting Ellis for a touchdown. Extra point good. 7-6 lead at halftime. Houston coming out strong in the second half. Sears hitting Barrow. 22-yard touchdown pass. 2-point conversion puts them up 7. We were able to respond, tying things up. Jabril Stevens, great 14-yard touchdown run there. Houston takes the lead late in the third quarter. In the fourth quarter, trailing by a 3, taking the lead here. Schuler hitting Cedric Ellis, huge 24-yard touchdown pass. And our defense able to close things out here, able to shut down the Heisman winner and another Heisman finalist receiver for the Cougars. Able to hold on a massive 21-17 win in Houston. Conference USA champions, going to the national title game. Big underdogs against the Texas Longhorns. Classic national championship game has turned out to be a real David versus Goliath matchup. Texas striking quickly on this one. Benson hitting Cade, a long touchdown pass. The Heisman finalist Benson getting Texas on the board there early. We're able to respond. Great drive. Dunn punching it in from 1 yard out. 7-7 after 1. Texas regaining the lead in the second quarter. Allen, 7-yard touchdown run. We get a quick response. Schuler hitting Ellis, tying things up at 14. Texas, a very quick response. Allen, another run. This one, a huge 68-yard run. Possibly the play of the game here. Very last play of the first half. Just deciding to go for it on fourth and very long. Seeing if we can get one miracle throw before halftime, and we were able to get it. Schuler finds Ray Sullivan, 56 yards. An incredible play at the end of the first half, tying things up 21-21. That we would not trail from then on. In the second half, able to take our first lead of the game. Childress punching in from 3 yards out. Texas, a quick response. Allen gets another touchdown run, this one from 25 yards out. But our offense responding as well. Schuler getting it to Ellis, 16-yard touchdown pass. A lot of scoring then. Didn't seem like it would be the last points of the game, but defenses really clutching up, especially our defense, shutting down the high-powered Longhorn offense, able to hold on to a thrilling 35-28 win to become national champions of the college football world, winning the 2014 national championship game. Now let's take a look at the final conference standings of the 2014 season from Conference USA and from around the country. Starting in the ACC. Congratulations to Virginia, ACC champions. They take down Florida State to win the ACC championship game. Congratulations, Virginia, 12-2 record. The Big 12. Congratulations to Texas winning the Big 12 championship. Obviously not finishing out the season the way they wanted to, falling just short of the national champion, winning the national championship game once again. Congratulations to Texas nonetheless. They did the job done. They are winning the conference, having a great season once again. Texas, very solid program. Big East champion is the Cincinnati Bearcats. Congratulations, Cincinnati. 10-win season, conference champions. Big Ten, congratulations to the Michigan Wolverines. Ohio State looking like they were the team to beat in the Big Ten for most of the year. But Michigan able to beat them twice, able to win the conference championship in the Wolverines 2014 season. Conference USA champions, of course, us, the Memphis Tigers, second time in program history, second time in 3 years under Coach Cat Lennon. And the national championship win to boot. Unbelievable season. No one saw that coming at all. Great year from Houston, of course. UCF also a really strong season. Notre Dame, very solid year from the Independents. MAC, congratulations to the Toledo Rockets, becoming MAC champions, upsetting the Ohio Bobcats in the MAC title game. Congratulations to Toledo, 9-5 season, MAC champions in the 2014 season. Mountain West champions, congratulations to the Boise State Broncos. Great 13-1 year for Boise State. Becoming Mountain West Conference champions, taking on Hawaii in the title game. Lon had a great year in the Mountain West. Pac-12, congratulations to the Oregon Ducks becoming Pac-12 champions as they take down the USC Trojans in the title game. A bit of a down year overall for the Pac-12 conference, no doubt about that. Congratulations to Oregon. SEC, congratulations to the Auburn Tigers. Able to take down the Tennessee Volunteers to win the SEC championship game. No SEC team making it to the national title this year. No team going undefeated, but congratulations to Auburn. A fantastic year, getting 13 wins on the season. SEC champs. The Sun Belt. Congratulations to Arkansas State, becoming Sun Belt champions, a 7-1 record for Arkansas State. We get a big victory over FIU, both finishing 7-1 conference, but Arkansas State the head-to-head win, becoming Sun Belt champions. WAC. Congratulations to Louisiana Tech. 4-1 in conference play, good enough to win the WAC Conference Championship. Congratulations, Louisiana Tech Bulldogs. Now let's take a look at the bowl results around the country. Ooh. Tulsa losing in the Beef Brady's Bowl to Rutgers. Boise State finishing with a 13-win season, getting past Colorado. Disappointing year for LSU at the top there. USC able to end on a high note, taking down NC State to win the Sun Bowl. UCF winning the Liberty Bowl over Louisville, 45-23. Great year for UCF, getting to 11 wins on the season, winning their bowl game. Northwestern takes down Georgia in the Outback Bowl. Great season for Northwestern. Ohio State getting past Tennessee in a high-scoring Capital One Bowl. Wisconsin started the season #1, couple losses late, blowing out Florida in the Gator Bowl to end the season. Southern Miss losing to Iowa in the Ticket City Bowl. Rose Bowl, big shocker there. Michigan, great football performance, great game here, taking down Oregon 38-7, blowout win. Michigan winning the Rose Bowl of the 2014 season. Sugar Bowl goes to Auburn, great game, very competitive game. With the Auburn Tigers able to take down the Maryland Terrapins 38-31, become Sugar Bowl champions as well as SEC champions the 2014 season. Houston ending their season back-to-back heartbreaks, losing in a BCS Bowl in a close game for the second straight season, losing a close game in the Conference USA Championship. Houston, a heartbreaking loss here in the Orange Bowl, losing to ACC champion Virginia 35-31. Fiesta Bowl, Notre Dame able to take care of Cincinnati, finishing off their season 12-1, Fiesta Bowl champions. Big East, Bearcats fall. Rematch of the national championship game from last season, the 2013 season, Oklahoma, this time able to take down Alabama 35-30. Toledo MAC champions end up losing in the GoDaddy.com Bowl. And the biggest game of all, the BCS National Championship, a classic contest. David takes down Goliath 35-28, the final score here in a real back and forth game. I never had bigger than a 7-point lead for either team. Able to get the win, completing the magical Cinderella season. Now let's take a look at the final top 25 in the nation to end the 2014 season. Here we are, #1. We were #2 in the coaches poll, entering the national championship game, #1 in the BCS rankings. #1 in everything now, completing the perfect 14-0 season, coming from out of nowhere. What a Cinderella run. Winning it all, taking down Texas to become national champions. #2 in the final rankings is the Notre Dame Fighting Irish, 12-1 record for Notre Dame. Just the one loss on the season for Notre Dame, losing at home against Houston by 3. They finish off the season. Great wins, taking down USC on the road, following the regular season, then beating Cincinnati to win a BCS Bowl. Great year from the Fighting Irish. Great year also from the Auburn Tigers. 13-1 record for Auburn. SEC champions, just one loss on the year, home against Georgia, finishing off a huge win on the road against Alabama to end their regular season. SEC championship win over Tennessee, and then a big BCS Bowl win, taking down Maryland. Great season from Auburn. Texas, heartbreaking and once again painfully close to becoming national champions, but falling short in the BCS national title game. 12-0 through the regular season, huge win against Oklahoma, avenging their only loss from last season. favorites entering the national title game. A lot of pressure on the Longhorns to finally get the job done. They were thinking national title or bust entering this season, and they fall short by a touchdown, losing to the national champion Memphis Tigers. Wisconsin began the season number 1. They finished number 5. Had themselves off a really nice start to this season. Had a 9-0 record. And back-to-back really disappointing results. Blowout losses against Iowa and Ohio State. Finishing off the season with the win against Purdue and then blowing out Florida in their bowl game. So a great season for Wisconsin, 11 wins. Northwestern, a great season for the Wildcats. Number 6 in the final rankings, 11-2 record. Northwestern, very solid year. Just losses against Ohio State and Michigan, taking down everyone else they played. Underdogs in this bowl game against Georgia, but able to get the win. Great year for Northwestern, finishing number 6 in the nation. Great year for Maryland. They finished number 7. Fantastic run for the Terrapins, getting up to a 10-0 start to the season. Heartbreaking loss at home against Florida State, preventing them from a chance at an ACC championship. Ending the season with a blowout win against NC State. In their bowl game, excellent played game, but falling short by a touchdown against Auburn. Number 8, the Oklahoma Sooners, finishing number 8 in the country, 11-2 record. Just losses to Texas and to NC State on the year. They end the season with a big-time win in their bowl game, taking down Alabama in a rematch of last year's national title, getting revenge for that, finishing number 8 in the nation. Finishing number 9 is the Houston Cougars. Houston started off the season 12-0, undefeated run through the regular season, huge win on the road against Notre Dame, but they lose a heartbreaker in the Conference USA Championship, and then losing a heartbreaker in their bowl game to Virginia. Rough end to the season for a great team. Number 10 is the Ohio State Buckeyes, 12-2 record. Ohio State 11-0, blowing out Wisconsin on the road, thinking that they may possibly be getting to the national championship, but running into a buzzsaw Michigan back-to-back games, losing to their rivals, the Wolverines, final game of the regular season and Big Ten championship. Able to bounce back, win an exciting game in their bowl over Tennessee in overtime. They finished number 10 in the nation in the 2014 season. Let's look at the rest of the top 25 final rankings of the year. UCF finishing number 20. North Carolina, Stanford, and Wyoming entering the top 25 at the very end. NC State, Texas A&M, and Florida dropping in the top 25 at the very end. That is the final top 25 of the season. Now we will take a look at the season stats for the Memphis Tigers. Actually, a magical season. Great work from everyone. Preston Schuler, our main QB in his senior year, a 159.1 passer rating, was 248 of 393, 3,387 yards, 36 touchdowns compared to 13 interceptions. Great work from him. Full of legendary throws, leading our team offensively. Jasper Hines, a very important role as well. Stepping in for Schuler at very important times, making some clutch plays. Without some of the plays that Hines made, we would have definitely not had a chance at doing what we were able to do this season. Hit a 174.8 passer rating, 44 of 67, 643 yards, 7 touchdowns compared to 2 interceptions. Making some phenomenal plays for us here, Jasper Hines. Great work at QB. Rushing wise, Tyson Childress, 192 attempts, 940 yards, 11 touchdowns. Jabril Stevens, 110 attempts, 553 yards, 4 touchdowns. Thor Bennett, 8 attempts, 254 yards, 3 touchdowns. Nathan Dunn, 7 attempts, 15 yards, 2 touchdowns. Then Hines and Schuler, negative yards due to sacks. Look at the rushing stats here. Great work. They're able to run the ball in important times, able to establish a running game. Big runs, great work from everyone. Different guys stepping up, doing big ball carrier plays. Receiving wise, a lot of guys stepping up here for sure. A lot of different receivers. Our main three redshirt seniors having incredible years in their final year at Memphis. Branch Sampson leads with 61 catches, had 751 yards, 12 touchdowns. Cedric Ellis, 58 yards, 1,047 yards, 13 touchdowns. Just one more yard. Then Ray Sullivan, 58 catches, 1,046 yards, and 10 touchdowns. Three main guys for us. For Adam McKeon, great season, 37 catches, 483 yards, and 4 touchdowns. Three touchdowns for Bobby Heath, 300 yards, 31 receptions on the year. Thurl Bennett, 20 catches, 218 yards, and a touchdown for him. Great work. Great work from everyone receiving wise. Vickers had 7 catches, Dunn had 6, Stevens had 3, Howard had 2, Bryce Russell with 1. Blocking wise there. Defensively, Wilt Davenport led with 96 tackles. Great work from him, senior. 91 tackles for the freshman Embry Hempel. 71 tackles Ezekiel Edwards. 70 tackles Landon Holiday. 66 for Takino Scales. 58 for Marcus Gibson. 56 for Andre Crawford. 45 Sidney Martin. Eric Galver 24. Same for Peter Gonzalez. 3 interceptions for Holiday and Scales. 6 for Andre Crawford. 1 for Hempel, Gibson, and Martin. 96-yard touchdown reception from Holiday. Holiday had a touchdown. Scales had 2. Gibson had 2. We have 22 tackles. Queen 18, Robinson 16, Cronin 14, Campbell 13, Wayne 10. There's everyone else who recorded a tackle in the year for us. Interception from Arnold Cunningham. That was a big interception there. That's so cool for him. Kicking wise, really reliable kicker Clancy Harper. 8 field goal attempts on the year, that is all, but he made all 8 of them. Longest one was 44 yards. Playing aggressively, not trying to settle for field goals throughout the year. It was 59 of 60 on extra points, 98%. Great work, very reliable kicker, Clancy Harper. Running wise, Tim Spalding, 42 of 10, 1,552 total yards. Pinning the opponent inside the 20 9 times. Mookie Frazier, 1,098 yards returning with 43 attempts. He had 1 touchdown return, 97-yard kickoff return for the TD. Ray Sullivan, 28-punt returns, 184 yards, 6.5 average. And that is it. That is all the season stats on this magical year for the Memphis Tigers, coming out of absolutely nowhere, completing the greatest Cinderella run in college football history. Unbelievable. Considered one of the worst football programs just a few years before this. And from worst to first, unbelievable run to become the national champions for the first time in history. Let's go Memphis.